This segment of Naperville Sports Weekly is brought to you by the Daily Herald.
We are here at Westmont High School with Coach Gensler of the Benet boys swimming team. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So first thing I'm going to start with, sectionals coming up next week. I know the goals maybe aren't accomplished because the sectionals hasn't happened yet, but what goals did you set for this team this year?
The goal has been to qualify someone for state, hopefully more than one person for state, and overall big team goal is to qualify a relay.
And only 2 seniors on the team on the sectional team going to. What's it like having a pretty young team?
It's exciting. We have a lot of depth this year, and it's exciting to see the program really improve compared to last year, jumping into this year.
What's been the biggest challenge this year that you think the team had to overcome?
I think they're still kind of getting used to me as a coach. I think that's something, the training philosophy is a little different, and also just stepping up and becoming a team that could get a relay to state.
And you talk about the training philosophy being different. What is different about your training philosophy?
We do a lot more sprinting during practice, so that's a big focus of the team. We've definitely focused on sprint training for the whole year, for the whole team.
And you going to Benet now, coaching here, what's that like?
It's awesome. I loved being on the swim team. I'm excited to be the coach of the swim team. It was a big part of my high school career, so I'm happy to be back and love coaching.
When did that become a reality that you could actually coach here?
When I got the job teaching.
Was it like right away, or
Yeah.
like was it when you were done? Or how old were you, or how many years before you became a teacher or became a coach that you thought you were going to get it?
Well, I lived in Wisconsin for 7 years and then got a teaching job at Benet. And when I came back to Benet with my teaching job, the swim coaching job opened up. So it was, I got it right away. So I kind of lucked out in that respect.
When you were in high school, did you ever think you wanted to do that, or was it?
I mean, I've always loved swimming,
Yeah.
and I started coaching my junior year of high school. I was a summer coach on a Park District team in Naperville. And ever since I've been teaching, I've coached a high school swim team, either boys or girls, every year. So.
Okay. What makes this team different about the team you had last year? I know it's only your second year, but what makes them different?
I think overall the focus of the team has been to succeed as a team. We've won a lot more dual meets this year. We have placed better on at all of our invitationals, and at the conference meets we moved up. We placed 3 places higher at the conference meet, so that's been a big improvement from last year.
How about yourself? What do you think you learned most last year that you've adjusted for your second year?
I don't know, just trying to get everyone swimming their fastest, really focused on this year we worked really hard to get some of the younger guys into the lineup more, so that was a big focus, having more of those sophomores and juniors in the lineup.
How would you describe yourself as a coach?
I think I'm really nice as a coach, but I think sometimes the team thinks I'm a little intense, probably a lot intense. But I think that's just because swimming is important to me. Benet swimming is important to me, so I think that's kind of where that comes from.
Do you scream ever, yell? Does it ever come out?
I've yelled a few times at practice. They would definitely, say that I've yelled a few times.
Now, going into sectionals, I know it's tapering season, but how have you monitored that, and how has it kind of changed before the postseason starts?
We try to make it as individual as we can. We have a few different groups resting different amounts of time depending on what kind of success they've had with different tapers in the past, how fast they've gone this season. So I try to just organize that as best we can and really have it be a dialogue between them and me on how they're feeling to make sure each person swims their fastest.
And I want to touch on JP. He's got the 100 free school record, correct?
Yes.
What was that like when he set that?
It was pretty exciting last year. I think he really wanted to make the 100 breaststroke last year, and qualifying in the 100 free and setting the school record in the 100 free was just kind of a surprise, a shock for everybody. It was really cool and exciting.
With the end of the season coming, do you think you're going to say anything different to them before sectionals on Saturday that you haven't said all year, or are you going to kind of treat it like it's another meet?
One thing I always try to emphasize and talk to them going into a meet is we swim better when we swim for each other, when we swim as a team. If you think about your teammates on your races, you think about your teammates on your relays, you always swim better when we swim as a group or think about everybody else, and a lot of good things can happen.
Are you going to do anything to keep the mood a little more light as the next week comes when it gets closer to sectional so no one kind of gets too nervous?
I think the guys, that's their job.
Yeah.
They definitely keep things light, and they have a lot more energy during these weeks of taper, so they usually keep things pretty light at practice.
What's it like without JV here right now? It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's different. It's definitely different. We have 24 guys on the team, so now we're down to only 10 guys. So it's a different atmosphere in the pool. It's a lot quieter. Definitely missing some personalities on the team. But this is a really focused group, excited for the end of the year.
Is there a certain meet, or maybe or it could even be a practice this year that you thought maybe was a turning point for the team this year?
We do a few big test sets throughout the season. One of them is a set we call goal 50s, where we do 30 50s as fast as they can, and they swim it as a group. The whole team does it all together, and I definitely think that's a big growing point for the team.
Do they? I mean, you might not be a part of it, but do they do anything team bonding wise outside of the pool?
Yeah, they have some breakfasts throughout the year, some dinners throughout the year. They have Christmas gift exchange that they do. So a lot of things, a lot of team traditions that they have that they keep doing.
How have you used your swimming career as an actual swimmer, not as a coach, to make them better and maybe use your experiences to help them?
I like to talk a lot about race strategy, and I think hearing that coming from someone who swam is helpful. I think I swam a lot of 200 IMs. I could definitely tell a lot of guys how that's going to feel.
Yeah.
Just knowing how races feel, how you're going to feel on the third 25 of a 100 or the last 50 of a 200. So I try to tell them that and hope that helps with their races.
Did you practice here at Westmont when you swam?
No, we practiced at Benedictine.
Oh, so
across the street. So
was it a little weird?
Different.
Was it a little different? Yeah, it was. Well, when you heard that was here, what went through your head was,
Well, when I initially took the job, they didn't even have this pool.
Oh, okay.
So we didn't quite know where we were going to practice. So that was definitely interesting. I've actually had a family member, so my brother or a cousin on the team every year since I've graduated. Okay. So I knew the pool situation. Yeah. We lucked out getting this pool.
And Trevor kind of already answered it. I was going to ask if it was difficult at all having to come from about 15, 20-minute drive right over from Benet. But he said he kind of likes it because they get to bond with the JV guys and they drive together. Do you like that they're able to do that?
I like that they get to talk to each other, get to know some people on the team. That's good for them.
I know obviously getting guys to state would make this a successful year, but not winning state or nobody getting to state, what would you say to them afterwards so they still feel confident about, especially the young guys going into next season?
I think we've had a really successful year already. We're hoping to set best times for everybody in their last meets of the year. So I think a successful season is defined by how fast everyone swims as a team, and I think we've been successful, and we got 1 or 2 more meets to really finish that off.
Well, best of luck at sectionals. Thanks for joining us here, and hopefully you can get 1, 2, maybe more guys to state.
Yeah, I hope so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.